Hello everybody, I'm Simon Developmental and I'm a family lawyer. Today I'm going to talk to you about parental rights and responsibilities and substance abuse. This involves what I term addicted parents and balancing their rights and responsibilities. Of course, with every right comes a responsibility. In no sphere of life is this more true than when it comes to parenting. Now, do parents have a right to see their children? Yes, of course they do. But the rights and best interest of the child take precedence. Now, there are circumstances in which, sadly, it is not in the best interest of the child to be around a parent. A parent may be abusive or violent towards the child or the other parent, that may have an emotional disturbance that renders them unstable and unfit to care for the child. In this case, a supervised visit may be indicated. Or they may have issues with addiction or substance abuse. A parent who is intoxicated or under the influence of drugs may present a danger to a child. Addicted parents should not be allowed to be in charge of the child's care. Children who grow up in a home with addicted parents may experience a variety of emotional and developmental delays. Parental drug use and child neglect often go hand in hand. Children who grow up in a home with parents who are addicted to drugs or alcohol are 3 times more likely to suffer physical, sexual, and emotional abuse, according to Dr. Todd Thatcher, Chief Medical Officer at the Community Health Clinic in Utah, USA, and an expert in forensic psychiatry and addiction medicine. Removing a child from the care or presence of an addicted parent may sound obvious and uncontroversial, but the challenge comes in gathering the evidence to prove that inappropriate drug and or alcohol use is present. If the outcome of such an investigation denies or limits parental rights and responsibilities, the process must be scrupulously fair and as accurate as can be. Otherwise, a parent can be unreasonably deprived of contact with their child. Now, the legal framework. Our rights as citizens are guaranteed in a number of pieces of legislation. First and foremost, our Constitution ensures our right to privacy, autonomy, freedom of religion, and other rights contained in the Bill of Rights. It includes children's rights and guarantees the equal enjoyment of rights and privileges, with limitations duly noted. For example, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the right of assembly and of freedom of movement was limited in the greater interests of the public health and safety. The Children's Act 38 of 2005 made comprehensive allowance for the best interest of the child. It appoints the High Court as the guardian of all children in South Africa and empowers it to pronounce on the child's best interest standard. This standard includes cases of parental responsibilities and rights where the parent or parents misuse substances, potentially disqualifying them from having contact with or care of their children. If there's a conflict between the adult parents' rights to see their child, the child's best interests will win every time. The law protects us all, but always protect the most vulnerable in our society first. Now, diagnosing misuse. Sadly, cases of alcohol and drug abuse result in disputes about parental rights and responsibilities. They're on the rise. 2 years of living under the state of disaster has taken its toll on mental health, and substance abuse has increased. It inevitably has seen some cases involve parents. This usually comes before the family advocate's office and often involves one parent's attempt to deny the other parent contact. The judge has to balance the likelihood that the allegation of substance abuse is authentic with the possibility that the parent is acting out of spite and just wants to deny the other parent access to the child. Therefore, there are various diagnostic methods used. Now, medical ethics. Medical dramas on television make drug testing the tox screen look straightforward. It is not. So substances are perfectly legal. For example, alcohol and cannabis. The presence of alcohol above a specified limit is sufficient to make driving a vehicle illegal, but how do the courts decide when it makes someone an inappropriate parent? Now, many parents drink socially and are all perfectly capable and responsible parents. Alcohol misuse is determined by liver enzyme induction tests, which signify the buildup of toxins over time. Drug use is detected with markers of exposure, which measure the amount of the compound present in the body after consumption. Now, hair is also a particularly useful bodily substance to test because drugs and alcohol are taken up in the hair due to its continuous contact with the blood. Hair analysis provides a history of drug use and allows consumption over time to be analyzed due to the growth rate of hair. Now, other screening tests are less reliable because the margin for error, both false, negative, and positive, is too great. Medico-legal experts argue that confirmation analysis must complement any screening test, or the use of screening results as evidence in court actually constitutes a breach of medical ethics and possibly medical malpractice. Now, the holistic approach. Ultimately, a parent's fitness to exercise their parental rights and responsibility must be based on more than a medical test report. It is important that the Office of the Family Advocate carry out a complete review of the parent's history, including medical and psychiatric information and social functioning. A social worker or psychologist will usually be asked to perform an assessment, possibly on the home environment as well as the parent's mental state. Certain standardized instruments such as the Michigan Alcoholism Screening Test are also reliable when alcohol abuse is investigated. Now, are you affected by any of these issues? If you are concerned about the ability of your co-parent to look after your child due to alcohol or drug misuse, or if you feel that you have been wrongfully accused of being an addicted parent, give me a call today. At ST Law, my law firm, we are family lawyers with offices in Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Durban. We are not medico-legal experts, but we have access to highly trained specialists in this field who work with us on complex cases, particularly where childcare and contact is concerned. We will protect your rights and responsibilities as guaranteed under the Constitution. But our overarching priority is the safety and welfare of the child. Contact us on 086 099 5146 or by email simon@stlaw.co.za to discuss your case in complete confidence.